Okay. Hello, lovies. So, today is another one of those thesis documentation update things. Today was a big process day. So, I watched the audio commentary of the Princess and the Frog DVD featuring the co-writers, directors, and then one of the producers. Just learned like the background. Tiana's left-handed, like someone else we know. So that's awesome. That's not a big informative thing. Yeah, like they were very intentional about the fact that she had a career path, that she had a job. They're calling her like the modern princess that we all could support. She had drive and vulnerability. And then when talking about like her human again attitude, one of the directors said, "I work hard and that's all I do." And that's, I think, a monster testament to how a lot of Black women work and think, and their ethic and their attitude about work, and their lives. So that's fascinating. Also, the project has shifted from the last time that I talked to you guys. The last time the project was, it was a little lost in the sauce because it was like, okay, there was this movie, there was this creative thing I was trying to do, but it was like, what does finding something new about the film tell us something new about, right? That was confusing. The point is, dream work. That's what we're talking about now. We're talking about what it takes, and I'm coining that term, so don't be disrespectful. What happens, what's involved internally in Black women and girls to maintain a dream? What keeps you getting out of bed every morning and gets you through the day just to do it again, right? And so it's now this weird meta project because I am the project now. Now it's about being a Black girl, and what is that with a dream of being a scholar and practitioner, and trying not only just to realize that dream, but what's involved in the process and in the sustaining, right? So yeah, like today, I took a note of the fact that I read my thesis proposal draft to my mom for a cosign, right? So that's part of it. That's part of that dream work that I do, is seeking counsel and also seeking like validation and affirmation from my mother, who is another Black woman, one of a different generation, who I respect and adore, and likewise. And then from my best friend Marilyn, which, shout out to you, thank you for all that you do when it comes to my creativity and craziness. And then just being in conversation with these two women who more often than not are the two women who are involved in my dream work and dream life the most. So it's interesting, like, looking at that. Let's see, what else happened today? I took a solid amount of notes. There's that side. There's the other side, talking about how Tiana is, like, different than the other princesses in the fact that this is, like, the first time we really see Disney push narrative-wise the wish plus the work, right? Like, you can wish for the thing or you can work for the thing, which I think we've seen. Like, we saw Mulan work. We saw Pocahontas work. We saw Jasmine wish for, like, freedom, and Cinderella to wish for, like, another life, and Sleeping Beauty to wish for love, right? Like, we saw these things happen independently, but this is the movie where we see the marriage of the wish and the work, using the motif of fireflies, and then also like that evening star, so like that slash betwixt the two. Play wise, I have to go back a little bit and talk about the fact for the paper, what's popped into my mind. Langston Hughes, Mother to Son, where she's like, life ain't been no crystal stair for me. That perpetually pops into my mind when I'm thinking about dream work and Black women and girls, external conditions. And then she's talking about the mother in the poem is telling her son, and she's like, you keep moving. You don't take a seat on these stairs. You keep moving, because I'm still moving. I'm still going. And life has not been a crystal stair for me. And I think that poem, the only thing that's not there is that conversation, is that piece that's like, okay, well, what's keeping you moving? And what are you saying to yourself, or what's being said to you that keeps you moving? Right? That's just amazing. And I think we all kind of know that. And a Black woman we know, where we're like, oh my gosh, you should just lay down and die, but you don't. And it's that thing that I'm interested in why and how. So today, play-wise, I was working on, also, Footprints in the Beach. Footprints is a poem, and there's a beach part in my play. So now we're on the play. Went through the play today, read it to Marilyn. I like how it sounds out loud. I feel like all the voices kind of sound like me, which might just be because I wrote them all. So when talking about the play, because it's Jesus and it's the girl, we were trying to figure out how to give Jesus a stronger character arc, because my advisor was concerned that he's just there guiding her, which is not apparently a good enough reason to have a character. No, it's not. He should be real and a fleshed out individual. So that's what we were trying to do. Marilyn kind of said that she gives him an out, and I added of the routine and the plan. So that's the thing for them. But then when we talked about it further, seeing what they're both trying to do. So T is the main character. Her question is, who am I to do the thing, right? Who am I to do the thing that I want to do? And Jesus, or J, is who am I without the things that I have done? And who am I if I do the things that I want to do? And I think seeing those two characters along the way, right? Like T, hers is, first off, Marilyn kept using the word insecurity. She was like, yeah, you see her talk about her insecurities and get over those, and like see kind of her get over those and rise above them to be the person that she needs to be, and inevitably to create and answer these questions for herself and everything. And I kept going, like, in my head, I was like, why does she keep using the word insecurity? Like, that's not what this is. There is so much. There is so many. It's a play of self-worth for T. Like, it is a self-worth question. The imposter syndrome that she demonstrates, and like the shame that she's carried, and all the burdens, and like all of the dream work. Like, I don't know so much if the word is insecurity, but there's definitely some unsureness about her. Like, I think, and I didn't see it before, because I think T knows that she has all of the pieces to be what she needs to be. I think she's just not sure if they're put together in the right order. Like, if they're showing the right picture. If she's a puzzle of a person, which I think she kind of is. So I don't think anything's missing from the box. I think she's just unsure if the configuration is right. And then when it comes to Jay, which hearing this out loud, I might change the character name to Jay and just like allude to its no, I'm not gonna do that, my bad. Just thinking out loud. With Jay, I think his thing is that he's done it all. Like, what do you do? What happens to an individual after they save all of humanity? Whether humanity accepted the gift graciously or not. Like, what do you do? And how do you create identity? I think it is also a story of identity for both of them. But, like, how do you create identity? One, when you're always part of this trio. And then when you are separate, it is just this idealized version that's not even really a person or an individual or an identifiable entity. So I think that's what his journey is about kind of getting out of the plan that his dad sets for him and just sets in general, and to individualize his self, and kind of at least consider claiming something that he wants and kind of having a sense of self and maybe even some self-centeredness there. So I was trying to work on, there's this song thing that happens where the two characters are singing a song at the same time, and T is afraid to sing in front of people. And so that's what she has to do. It's like this last gate opener, this last thing that hurdle kind of that she has to jump. So far as the plane, the magical plane, this feels like I'm talking about absolutely nothing. It doesn't feel like I'm talking about nothing, but it feels like I'm talking around everything. But whatever, man. We're doing the best we can. Thanks for tuning in. The two songs. So Jay has a song, T has a song. T's song is Stay. And it's the first time that she ever really breaks in vulnerability towards like romanticism, as opposed to like, oh, I need this person. I honor the fact that they died for my sins. It's that first time. Yeah, it's also a romance, if I didn't mention that in the first one, which I probably didn't. And people aren't going to like that, and that's fine, because it's my play, and you don't have to watch or engage with it. That is your right, and Jesus loves you and I just the same. Continuing forward. Yeah, so that's the first time we really see her kind of start to lean into that. And I'm working with these ideas of the fact that she's always been this kind of grounded person, and he makes her feel like she can do more and be more. And he kind of shows her, I don't want him to like establish, it's hard because like when it's Jesus, you like, oh, you can get identity in Jesus and like self-worth and assurance and know who you are. But like if it's just this, like if he's also this romantic character, you can't derive your self-worth from your romantic interest. So it's hard to try to balance those two things. But yeah, like that's her arc, is that there's this kind of self-worth that's being established, this identity that's being established, and then also she's always been this person who's like driven and moving forward and trying to just stay focused and stay clear-headed and stay ahead of the past. And for the first time she's considering staying still, right? Staying in a place and staying here in this plane with him, and asking him to stay, and asking God to can he stay, which is a huge mark of vulnerability for her. And then Jesus, his is flying high, which I did a painting whilst I was listening, and so it's a stay and flying high, and it's really pretty, and I'll probably show you guys if that's something you want to see. Let me know. But flying high is Jesus kind of coming through and saying, I'm more now, right? Like, I was always just this individual that stuck to the plan and did what he was told. And there was this moment now, and there's this person now, and I want to be something else, right? Like, I've always been this selfless thing. I think he's, at some point, he's like, I would die for you, but more than that, I would live for you. I would give for you, but beyond that, I would take for you, right? Something of that nature. And they both are asking God, can they stay in wherever they are kind of together? And that's that moment. And so that's what I've been working on. Rhythmically, it's killing me because T has this like jumping thing where she's not saying what she truly feels, but she's alluding to it and jumping around it. And then Jesus is like, his tone is like lowish and somber and slower, and it's just trying to make it happen. This video's gone a little bit longer than I wanted it to go, but today was a big day. So if you have ideas or positive things to say, or just like a good you go girl whatever, then I'd appreciate hearing them. Y'all have a good one. Be good, lovies.